Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. So January 1st, 2024 is right around the corner, and starting on the 1st of January 2024, the EV tax rebate, tax credit becomes a point of sale tax credit. So it becomes a discount at the time of buying the car. Before, you would have to buy the car, and then when you filed your taxes, you have to apply for the tax credit, and then you get a tax credit, with your tax return. That was a really convoluted process. So in 2024, it becomes a point of sale, so that you just like get the tax credit right off the sale price of the car, which is much better. And this will probably drive EV sales up. But starting in 2024, a lot of the criteria become a lot more stringent, and so only 10 EVs will qualify for the full tax credit in 2024. So what is changing? So what's changing is number one, it becomes a point of sale credit. And then you can't have any part of the battery pack made in a foreign entity of concern. That's basically China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran. And of course, like North Korea, Russia, and Iran don't really matter because they're not going to make batteries, but China is the big one. China makes about 70% of the lithium ion batteries in the world right now. So it's very hard to escape China. And so, as soon as that act passed, the Inflation Reduction Act passed a while ago, immediately there was a lot of investment made in America on making battery packs here in America. So a lot of new battery pack companies started building factories here immediately. And then we're looking at sourcing minerals from America, or it can be sourced from anyone that they have a free trade agreement with. Now, who do we have free trade agreements with? This is the list of countries. This is Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Chile. So Australia and Chile are going to be important because they're huge lithium producers. Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Israel, Jordan, Korea, and as you know, Aptera just signed an agreement with CTNS, which is a Korean company, and so that may be why that's happening. Mexico, Morocco, Nicaragua, Oman, Panama, Peru, Singapore, and then Japan. They have a free trade agreement with for some critical minerals. Okay, so that's what you need to do, and in order to get that, it has to be made in America or one of those companies. So and also you have to have there's like an income limit. If you're really well off, you're not getting the tax credit, probably because they figure you don't need the tax credit. And the cutoff is individuals making over $150,000 or couples making over $300,000. So that's pretty generous. There's not that many people that are making over $150,000 a year, or couples making over $300,000 a year. So the vast majority of Americans will be able to qualify for the tax credit. If you somehow get the tax credit on your car and you make over this amount, the IRS will come get it back from you when you file your taxes. Probably with a penalty too, who knows. But the sedan cannot cost more than $55,000, or if it's an SUV or truck, it can cost up to $80,000. So which cars qualify? The Chevy Bolt EV, so that's $26,000, 500. So if you take $7,500 off of that, it becomes an under $20,000 car. That's an extremely good deal. Unfortunately, GM is really good at shooting themselves in the foot in the EV space, and they are discontinuing making this vehicle. It's their single best-selling vehicle. It's outsold every other EV that they make, but they're not going to make it anymore, which doesn't make sense, but hey, that's GM for you. And then the Chevy Equinox EV, 48,900. So this would be about a $40,000 vehicle. Ford F-150 Lightning, so $50,000. So if you spec it out and make it cost more than $80,000, which you can do, then it won't qualify. But if you keep it under $80,000, it will qualify. So Tesla Model 3 Performance, the standard model uses lithium iron phosphate batteries sourced from China, so that won't qualify, but the performance model will qualify. Then Chevy Silverado, when it comes out, it should meet criteria, so at 51,000. Chevy Model Y Performance, 52,000. Chevy Pacifica plug-in hybrid. So if you're looking for a minivan, that will get the tax credit. the Chevy Blazer EV. Now this is one that I think they had some software problems with recently, and they've recalled some of them and stopped production for a little bit while they figure out the software bugs on this thing. And then the Cadillac Lyriq, 58,000, and the Model X. Now this one barely gets in under the price. I think this is the base model Model X. If you get anything else, you're not getting it. You're not getting the tax credit. So you have to get the base model. So those are it. Those are the only 10 vehicles that are going to get the federal tax credit at the time of at the point of sale. And any other car, you're not going to get the federal tax credit. So in a way, I guess this helps Aptera a little bit. There's far less EVs that get the tax credit. And also, most of these are pretty expensive other than the Chevy Bolt. The Chevy Bolt is very cheap. But again, GM is really good at shooting themselves in the foot, and they are discontinuing this thing. So this will no longer be available. I think they are, you may have a few leftover models, but I think they're not making them anymore in 2024. And so this is kind of a moot point. All right. Well, tell me if you guys think that this is going to help EV sales. Do you think point of sale is going to help EV sales? And do you expect, which of these do you expect to sell the most? I expect this is going to help Tesla more than anyone else. I bet this is really going to help the sales of Tesla Model 3 Performance and the Model Y Performance. And maybe it'll help out the trucks. I don't see it really helping out like the Blazer or the Equinox or the Lyriq too much. And unfortunately, this would make the Bolt a screaming good deal. But they are discontinuing that. So I think that's unfortunately not going to be very helpful for them. So let me know who you think it's going to help the most, and do you think it's going to help or hurt Aptera the way that these tax credits are moving? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.